Tonight, the Justice Department is moving forward with plans to indict Derek Chauvin and the 3 other former Minneapolis police officers charged in George Floyd's death on federal civil rights charges. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kelsey Carlson.
And I'm Amy Hawker. This has apparently been in the works now for months. Our Paul Bloom joins us now. Paul, they even had a plan to arrest Chauvin if that jury found him not guilty.
Amy and Kelsey, federal prosecutors, as you know, we've reported, had convened a grand jury in the last year, bringing in witnesses like the Hennepin County medical examiner, other Minneapolis police officers, as they conducted a closed-door review and probe into the death of George Floyd. But over the year, had produced no indictments, no criminal charges. We're now told to expect something in the next week or two. But what is fascinating is federal authorities were willing to step up and move up their timeline had that jury last week found Derek Chauvin not guilty.
Jurors can do anything, and we could be in for the greatest shock in the nation in quite a long time.
Prosecutors at Derek Chauvin's murder and manslaughter trial had absolutely no idea what to expect when they stepped into the courtroom to hear the verdict last week.
As to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty.
What the cameras did not capture were federal agents inside the Hennepin County Government Center at that very moment, prepared to arrest Chauvin if the jury failed to convict.
Bail is revoked, bond is discharged, and the defendant is remanded to the custody of the Hennepin County Sheriff.
In the end, Chauvin was taken to a solitary confinement unit inside Minnesota's maximum security prison, where he is awaiting sentencing on the state charges for killing George Floyd. But given the presence of federal authorities who are not going to allow Chauvin to leave the courthouse complex a free man, as well as intelligence from additional Fox 9 sources, it now appears Chauvin's legal troubles may soon multiply. Prosecutors at the Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Minnesota readying indictments against Chauvin and potentially his 3 co-defendants for violating Floyd's civil rights during the deadly arrest. Charges one legal analyst predicts would put enormous pressure on Tu Tao, J. Alexander King, and Thomas Lane to explore plea deals before their own state trial is set to begin in August.
It depends on what they charge him with. I mean, it's a civil rights violation, and so that if they convict him of that and they're found guilty of it, there's a lot more they can do on the federal level.
And none of the parties directly involved in this case are talking publicly on the record about these potential federal charges. Again, we're told probably in the next week or two. Paul Bloom, Fox 9.
All right, thank you, Paul.